What's going on, guys? It's Jamie here, also known as the FM Hub, and today I'm posting on FM Scout TV for the first time in a long while, and we're going to be starting off another billionaire experiment. Before we get into the video, if you think you might be interested in a new Football Manager 2016 series, I am doing a series called Marching Through Europe on my channel, where I start unemployed and try to win as many European leagues as possible. But once I win that league, I must then resign. If you think you might be interested, there'll be a link to the playlist in the description. If you don't know what the billionaire experiment is, we give every team in a certain division £1 billion to spend. We did this with the SPL. And it was quite interesting, gained quite a lot of interest on this channel. I've also done Premier League and conference experiments. Today, I'm going to be doing the Championship. Now, although on the face of it, the Championship might look quite normal, in fact, every team here has £1 billion. They also have £1 billion transfer budget and £1 billion wage budget. So really, every team has the ability to do whatever the hell they want. You can see if I use the in-game editor, I'm here with Birmingham, and go into edit club details and go to finances, you can see they're all pretty much maxed out at what they could be. The first thing we're going to do is simulate forward to the end of the first summer and see what ridiculous transfers are made. So the end of the first summer, and what we would expect really, if you haven't watched any of the billionaire experiment, is every team goes mental and signs everyone on huge contracts for huge fees. So let's take a look at the transfers just for the first summer. So already we can see some absolutely huge transfers. The biggest of that was 44.5 million. Breel Embolo, who will be a player, of course, all of you guys know. We all know about Embolo and how good he goes on to be in the future. And he's moved to Preston. Of all clubs, to Preston, earning £99,000 per week. Also, we got Adnan Januzaj leaving Manchester United to go to MK Dons for £37 million. We've got Callum Chambers leaving Arsenal and going to MK Dons again. So MK Dons spending £68.5 million on two players. A good thing is, I suppose, is they're very young. Ivan Ordet from Shakhtar Donetsk going to join Preston also. So Preston and MK Dons have really been splashing the cash. But as we saw with the SPL save, it's not just about who spends that money up front. Certainly the teams that went on to be good in the future were teams that spent sensibly in the first few years, waited for their competitors to slow down a touch, and then they started to spend. But some unbelievable signings here. Matthew Targett from Southampton, a player you could probably get him for 5 or 6 million. MK Dons eventually spending £22 million on him. Absolutely huge fees. We can see mostly, well, a lot of the big transfers really are young English players, but additionally going down the list, we've got the likes, we've got Origi actually from Liverpool. That'll be a good signing for Burnley. But you've also got Loic Remy at the bottom, who is, I mean, in his prime, worth £21 million to Leeds. He was only signed for £9.75 million, which is significantly lower, actually. Well, not significantly, but lower than Chelsea actually signed him for. So looking at that, I would say that's a great transfer for Leeds. And to be honest, if there's a Championship club that has the ability to sign Loic Remy, I think they would pay that sort of £9.75 million. I think Benik Afobe went for actually less from the Championship to the Premier League, so I think that's a good signing for Leeds. The only drawback, of course, is he's earning £110,000 per week. You guys can pause the video and look through the whole list if you want. There's no point me going through all of it. Just know that lots of players have been signed for significant amounts of money, and also youngsters. Great youngsters. 24-year-old Luan, he's going to go on to be absolutely fantastic. We've got another Luan up there as well. He's 22 years old. I think he's the one that goes on to be absolutely phenomenal. But we've got some good quality players. We're hoping to see the dynamic of the Sky Bet Championship change this season. I wouldn't expect us. Well, I don't really know. QPR are top at the moment, followed by Hull and Burnley. Preston, actually. Where are Preston? They're down in 15th place at the moment, but they've managed to get, well, a very good team together. A team which is on unbelievable wages, I imagine. You can see 5 players above £80,000 per week there. So definitely we start to see sort of contracts get really inflated. But what we're going to do now is simulate forward to the end of our first season and get to take a look at how the dynamic of the Championship has changed, who's gone up, who's come down, and we'll see everything that's happened, and also additionally more January transfers. So I've simulated forward now, and it is the 1st of June 2016, which means our first season is completed. After every single team got £1 billion, they were all on a level playing field, apart from the squad they originally had, who's won the championship. So top of the championship is Middlesbrough, not too unexpected there. We got QPR coming in second place to secure that automatic promotion spot. Brentford then going up in fifth place. We really concentrated on MK Dons and Preston, who had both signed some very expensive players. But Preston and MK Dons finish in their mid-table 13th and 14th respectively, so not good on their side of things. Let's take a look at the other transfers, see if there's any sort of standout transfers that happened in January. We got this one by here. João Mario, 23-year-old Portuguese player, looks very, very good, especially for the Championship. He cost Middlesbrough a hefty £36 million, but his experience being brought in January helped them push on and win the Championship. Elsewhere, what have we got? We've got lots of transfers here that went through on deadline day. All of these transfers actually went through on deadline day. Very expensive transfers, between £26.5 million and £30 million. I mean, this lad by here from Freiburg, I'm sure he used to play for Cardiff a few years ago, goes to Freiburg for £1.1 million, doesn't do very well, and then comes to Blackburn for £29.5 million. So you can see what I'm talking about when we see inflation. We've got Jetro Willems, who, well, I mean, if you've got that sort of money to cash, you to splash, you can sign no one better than Jetro Willems, because he is a fucking animal at left back. Fantastic stats. So some huge transfers in January. Eventually, we went on to see Middlesbrough fairly comfortably win. I'm trying to have a look. Charlton have signed Odegaard. He could be good in the future, as we all expect. John Obi Mikel went to Sheffield Wednesday, because as much as we've got these very big transfers, sometimes they do slip under the mark. Abel Hernandez going to QPR. Gianluigi Donnarumma, who of course has been the very popular AC Milan goalkeeper for being like 12 when he had his debut or something ridiculous. Elsewhere, I can't really see anyone. I mean, there's still extortionate fees as you go down the list. You've got the likes of Jake Livermore going for MK Dons, £12.25 million. Zivkovic going to Hull for £10 million. There's definitely now a whole bunch of strength in depth in the Championship. Have we seen an increase in reputation? Not yet, which is fine. We don't expect that to happen just yet. Relegated with Bolton, Rotherham and Ipswich. So coming up, we have got Wigan is going to be one of the teams, Millwall and Peterborough. And then also in the Premier Division, coming down, we've got Swansea, Sunderland and Stoke. So we're going to simulate forward to the end of this summer and see who has signed who in the Championship. And well, it's going to be interesting to see how these teams fare up. But first of all, let's go forward to the end of the summer, and hopefully we'll see more blockbuster signings. And we'll also go up a division and have a look and see how our promoted teams are spending in the Premier League. So it's the end of the summer, and what we're going to do now is take a look and, well, hopefully see some more absolutely ridiculous transfers. We've got to look at the Sky Bet Championship first of all, and look at the transfers there. Let's head over here, and I expect we're going to see some big transfers as per usual. Not quite as big as the first season. Hopefully teams just calming things down a little bit and spending some more sensible money. Damari Gray, Leicester to Bristol, 20 years old, bags and bags of potential, we all know that. £24.5 million, probably not worth that amount of money, but not a bad signing. Going down the list, we've got James Wilson going to Preston from Manchester United. Pretty good signing. I mean, James Wilson goes on to be a very good player. Not sure if he's quite worth 20 million yet, but he might turn out to be good enough. Gylfi Sigurdsson for Brentford is a fantastic transfer, proven Premier League quality. Brentford will be looking to make a push into that Premier League with Sigurdsson there. Xherdan Shaqiri as well, another one of these players. Oh, this is from Stoke to Chelsea, so Shaqiri actually left Stoke. Escalante from Barcelona, 23 years old, went to Leeds. Andy Carroll also went to Leeds as well for £14.5 million. Poloshki went from Swansea to Leicester. Dejan Lovren joined Leeds, coming from Liverpool. Leeds definitely pushing for a promotion play, signing 3 marquee players to try and help them get up into that division. Ryan Gold, Sporting Lisbon going to Blackburn. We had Arnautovic leaving Stoke and going to Lyon. So yeah, definitely some very big transfers. Fabio Borini, Rashford, Fernandes, Andre Ayew. You go down the list, you just seem to find more and more players. A lot of them are sort of Swansea players leaving to go to other teams and other players. Brentford, I said them being in the Championship, them making a push, but they're actually in the Premier League. We're going to take a look at the 3 Premier League teams that have just come up and see how they're doing. Not the best start, first of all. Brentford haven't won a game in 3 so far, but that's fine. For now, let's look at their transfers. How much have they spent? They've got to stay in the league. They spent £146 million. They signed Lukaku from Everton for £38 million. They signed Mario Götze because they can afford to pay him 200 grand a week. But Mario Götze is playing for Brentford after just 1 year. After 1 year of Brentford getting the money, and they've signed Gert. So they've got Sigurdsson, Vargas, well, Lukaku says it all, Berahino as well. They've definitely got a very good team. It'll be interesting to see if they can stay up. Elsewhere, of course, we had Middlesbrough. Here they are. Middlesbrough spent £134 million. They signed Oscar from Chelsea for £40 million. They signed Brahimi from Porto. He's 26 years old. Very good signing there. They also signed Eric Dyer, Vasquez, Santon, Vermaelen. Obviously, as you can see, spending a lot of money to try and stay in this division. And then also we want to take a look at QPR, who are currently in 11th place actually. They've played 3, won 1, drawn 1, lost 1 on 4 points. Did they spend as much as the other teams? They didn't actually. They only spent £38 million. Maybe spent they spent a lot of money last year. They spent £100 million last year, but this season maybe being a little bit smarter. They bought Mario Balotelli for £11 million. They're paying him almost £300,000 per week. He's got 2 goals in his first games in the Premier League, so not too bad. They signed Nathan Redmond for £20 million. They were the 2 big transfers, really. Elsewhere, nothing really too much catching my eye. But QPR definitely with a better start. And I'm going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger, because we are going to simulate in our next episode the rest of the season and see how things go. The Championship has already moved up a ranking level, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. If you guys are looking forward to this, please do drop a like on the video. That always means a lot. Come over to my channel, check out my Marching Through Europe save. There will be a link to the playlist in the description. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/FMHub. Don't forget to subscribe to the FM Scout YouTube channel and my own. All the links will be in the description. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye for now.